Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Obviously, you see the subject line is how I do over 10 deals a month. And I got a special guest today. I got my good buddy Jake Cross on here. He's the owner and founder of Cycle Sales, which is the CRM that I've actually used. And we've implemented it maybe a couple months ago. So he's going to do a huge deep dive on it, walking through the step by step of how he would recommend using Cycle Sales. And then I'll throw a little bit of flavor of what I do in my business as well. But before we get into cycle sales, I'm gonna let Jake introduce himself and tell everybody what he's all about.
Yeah, so my name is Jake. I have been a real estate investor and a business acquisitions investor for several years now. Done a lot of those. I came from software development and programming background, and so honestly, I got kind of tired of running into all the CRMs that are out there and having issues with them. So eventually, I
Yeah,
said, "Screw this." Went and made my own, and I said, "We're going to do our own." And so today I'm here to kind of show you a little bit about cycle sales. I know you're a little familiar with it, being a customer in the software right now, which is really cool.
yep.
But we've got some super cool stuff we want to go through, kind of show everybody what's here to be able to help automate things, make it easy for anybody to jump in, and really just one of our mission statements is to help people do more with less. So we're trying
I
to
love
help people
that.
get more done, less effort, less money, everything else. So
Amazing. Dude, I'm super excited to see like a demo of you guys because right now, obviously, I'm working on building out my actual CRM in cycle
yeah,
sales. And it's kind of complicated building out some stuff because we were using all the automation, the chatbots and all that. So I'm excited to
yeah,
see you kind of run through it and have an expert
yeah,
show me the way.
let's do it. All right. So one of the things that's really cool about what we've built here is so as a lot of people are going to be familiar with this because it is go high level that's as the base. And so we've just built a lot of stuff on top of it. So the reason why we did that is we took go high level. They have a massive company now with hundreds of employees that are constantly iterating, developing, and adding some cool new stuff in there. So we're able to take some of the elements of what they built and then put them in here. And then our team continues to develop and add more custom features on top that are going to uniquely serve each of our clients how it can best help there too.
Okay.
And then I think the biggest thing that people have really liked about what we have to offer is our support. So I'm just going to showcase this really fast first because I think this is massively different than most of the other competitors that I've seen out there. And I think it's something that I continually hear from our clients that they really like. So we do have full-time or a full video library that we're constantly adding new stuff to. It is searchable. So if it's how to set up email campaigns, because I know that's something you're working on, right? We can jump in
Yep.
here. You can see there's all sorts of stuff in here talking about emails and how to avoid spam. I think we even have one called Avoid Spam. There you go. And stuff like that. So to try to help you out. So we've got some videos in here to help people out. The other really big thing is we try to make sure it's super easy for everybody to get up and running. We have office hours. They run. They're not going to run on Christmas, obviously, but we're running them the day after Christmas.
Do you run them every
Uh,
day almost? Dude, that's insane.
just about, yeah, Monday through Thursday. So we run for an hour every Monday through Thursday to really just make it easy for people to hop in there, get any questions answered that they might have. And then the last thing is that we do have full 24/7 chat support with humans, not just AI bots or anything. But you can hop in here, talk to our team at any point, and they are extremely knowledgeable. They
Nice.
do a great job.
That's
So
freaking awesome. Yeah, I really like your training resources as well, because literally I was just watching it as I was building out my email campaign, so they're super freaking helpful.
awesome. Yeah. And I didn't even mention this actually too. Our onboarding process, we're pretty proud of this. So our onboarding process consists of 3 calls. So anybody who signs up, you get 3 calls. The first one's a tech call. It's kind of a boring one. It's getting all the junk out of the way, like your A2P registrations, getting your website domains connected, your dedicated domains for your email services, all that stuff, the kind of the guts of the system. It's going to help get that stuff set up and running for you. Next is going to be a training call. So it's now to help walk you through and onboard you on the product itself so you know how to use it, help you upload some of your leads, get some of that stuff running for you so you're ready to go. And then I actually hop on a personal strategy call with each of our clients about 7 to 10 days in so that I can help you hopefully answer any additional questions that you've had over that time period and then really help you start to customize and tweak your account for exactly your use and how we can best help you there. So
Yeah, I
we
love
really
that.
we've tried to go over the top with support and onboarding, making it so nobody has a reason to fail. Like that, we're here to help you through the whole thing.
Yeah, that's awesome because there's so many CRMs out there, right? It's like just like you said, especially all these go high level white labels, right? And I
Yeah.
and I think like the biggest way to stand out is how you guys onboard it and how you guys take care of each client because obviously you want us to be successful. Like you don't want us to pay for a
Yep.
month, fail at what we're doing, and then we just ultimately leave. So, yeah, I
Yep.
really enjoy your onboarding process too. So really impressive.
Cool. Thanks. Well, awesome. Well, let me just dive through. I'll do a quick maybe recap of a couple different things. If
Yeah,
you've
let's
got
do
any
it.
questions, yeah, just shoot them out and we'll go from there. So one of the cool things about this, again, you're going to see some of the guts of Go High Level, and I'm sure people who are familiar with other CRMs, some of it might look a little familiar, but you're going to see how we've customized and tweaked and made quality of life a little bit better on things. But the first thing is your dashboard, right? So you can have as many dashboards as you want. We've got some premium KPI trackers in here, stuff like that that's built out for you. You can add as many as you want. You can embed in files like Google Drive, Google Sheets, stuff like that, pulling in other files externally as well as part of your dashboard. And then also you can edit these dashboards as much as you want to, which is really cool. So let's say you don't like this opportunity status, you just delete that. You can go over here and add any additional widgets, buttons, whatever you want in here to be able to help make this as clean as you want. And you can drag and drop, you can do whatever you want here. So it makes it super clean and easy. We know data is king, so we want to make sure that that's the very first thing that you're seeing. It's super easy to track and kind of see where your business is at the moment.
If you're a brand new investor, brand new wholesaler, or building out your business, do you guys kind of help out with figuring out what KPIs or what should be on this dashboard so they're not overwhelmed?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we have, it's funny you say that. We actually have a video right now that's actually in the editing process before we upload it into that video library, talking about KPIs and some of the important ones that you want. And we're going to have a list of the KPIs that we recommend. We do have a video walking through some of the more common KPIs that we typically see and how to set those up in your account. So that's one that we should have about hopefully by the end of the week to have in that video library as well to help anybody who's looking for those KPI assistance.
Sweet. I'm
So
like a mind reader, dude.
pretty much.
Cool, cool. All right.
I love it. Cool. Next thing, this is really cool. So all conversations can come into this portal, right? So text message, email, WhatsApp, um, any of your socials, so uh, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Um, you can connect any of those in here, and then those types of communications are going to come through into one unified conversation bucket. And you can go through, you can handle any of these conversations. You can see it's marked as unread, recent, starred, so you can kind of prioritize like a little inbox right here. It makes it really easy to see a history. Obviously, you can tell by the names, these are fun dummy accounts, but it's kind of fun. So you can see a history of the conversation record right here. Over here on the right, you're going to see all the contact data or some of it. You're going to see any appointment information. So you can book stuff directly right here from the conversations. You can also go down and look at the opportunities that are there, and then you can see any tasks that are assigned to this person. And then if you really want to, you can also add your notes in from right here as well. So it makes it super clean if you're just living out of the conversations and the networking element of whatever it is that you're doing. I know a lot of people who are starting out, sometimes they're looking to do agent outreach to get started because they don't want to be the expense of pulling lists. We've got full systems and guts and emails and templates and stuff in here for specifically agent outreach. And then other people want to do the lead gen with VAs and everything else like that, cold calling, SMS, even email blast. And we've got stuff to help cater towards that. But regardless, it feels like a lot of that stuff it's all going to come right here through the conversation portal. So it's going to make that communication streamlined and easy to follow up on. So
Yeah, amazing. I'm glad you brought up agent outreach, right? Because a lot of educational platforms have been teaching and stressing MLS outreach, right? So back to like the beginners, because a lot of people who watch my YouTube channel are just starting out in investing, trying to get their
yeah,
first wholesale deal, all this stuff. And the biggest concern they have is, okay, well, I'm paying, X amount of money per month for a CRM, and I don't have money for leads. Well, you can do all this stuff off the MLS and reach out to agents automatically off this CRM. So this is like thousands of dollars of marketing for just a one fee a month. So just something to think about.
yeah, it works really well too. We got some success stories I can go through in a minute, which is really cool. both new people and people who have been doing this for a long time, and it's been incredible the stuff we've
Love
done.
it.
So cool. Next thing down the list, I'm just going to kind of quickly go to chicken down the box, down the list a little bit. Tasks. This is super cool. People use Asana all the time to try to keep track of what's going on. Not only do you have just a task list in here, but you have a task list that's tied to the contact itself. So you know where people are at and you know what needs to be done for that contact. So you have your task list that's right here. It makes it really easy for everybody to follow up on. One thing you don't see in this demo account is that because it's a demo account, it doesn't have activity going through it all the time. We have badge icons that pop up on here as well. So if you have unread conversations, you're going to see a little badge icon, just like you would on your phone. Same type of thing with tasks. If you have tasks that are assigned to you that are not completed yet, right? So these ones are all assigned to our little dummy cycle sales support person in here, but you would see a little task icon, a little notification icon too. So it makes it easy for you to maintain your own status and keeping up on all of your to-do items. Cool. Next thing is calendars. This is one thing that I think everybody who signs up, they don't realize it can do all of this. And then we get in there and they're like, oh, wait, I don't have to use Calendly. I don't have to use any of that other booking stuff. Like it really is all in one place. So you can create Calendly booking links in here. You can even design and style them, all that other stuff. I shouldn't say Calendly, but you can create those type of booking links in
Yeah.
here and it works really well. It connects to your calendar. You can have it book in there and you can, and because it's connected, it's going to just pull that availability, makes it easy to tie it to the contact as well. So you can book appointments with them as well. So they get an invite, you have it booked on your calendar and everything's ready to go.
Yeah, if you get the chat bots, right? And you can set it, right? If the chat bot's like, "Hey, would you like it knows my schedule." So it
Yeah.
actually asks. I know I'm jumping ahead because like we're
No,
experimenting
you're
with all
go
this
for
stuff
it.
now, but it's really cool because like if you link your calendar, it actually like knows when you're open. So ask the seller
Yeah.
like, "Hey, you open at 2 p.m.?" If they say yes, it literally books an appointment on my
Yeah.
Google Calendar. It's insane. So
And the
easy.
coolest part too is it's not just sending an invite, right? Because it'd be really easy to build some type of bot in here that says, "Hey, here's a link to book your call," right? Like, because I mean, even as humans, we do that all the time. Like, "Hey, book a time," right? But it tries to go the step above because we know customer experience is the perfect thing, and that goes to your customers too. So we want to make sure that that's really seamless. So instead of that, it's going to say, "Hey, does Tuesday at 3 o'clock work for you?" If they say no, it's going to find another time. Or if they say, "Hey, can we do later in the day?" It's going to look for another time slot. So it's responsive, it's taking that feedback, finds a time that works, and then it creates the appointment and sends them the invite. So it's really cool.
Yeah, I love that. It's awesome.
Cool. Next up, contacts. This is contacts and opportunities are like the guts of the system, right? So this is where a lot of your day-to-day stuff happens. Honestly, everything above this bar is more your kind of task-based things that get done. Everything below the bar is more of your administrative style stuff that just kind of helps the system move and the company operate in the background. But contacts. So we'll jump in here. I love checking out Jiminy Cricket's account, right? This one's kind of fun. We'll go back to that in a second because I forgot to show something on that page. But the really cool part about this, you got all sorts of fields that are in here. This is totally customizable. If you don't like something that's here, you remove it, right? If you want to add something, you remove, like you can add it in here and it's super easy to customize for your account. But we have all sorts of stuff built in here for the seller information, right? What's your motivation and pain? If you're looking for buyer details, right? So how to really qualify those buyers. I think especially a lot of people starting out, I don't think they realize how important it is to vet your buyers first to make sure you have legit buyers. Otherwise, you end up with a property and a timeline for your due diligence, and you're like, crap, I can't perform because I don't got real people in here.
Exactly.
Yeah, this helps you do all that stuff. It's got a lot of the questions built in there. Again, talking about the AI stuff, we've got AI chatbots that can help you build that buyers list, gathering that information and qualifying them too, which is cool. So all the different data points, we got all sorts of stuff in here to kind of help streamline and make this stuff easy and easy to operate. You got your conversation history here in the middle again. So nice and easy to be able to scroll through, see where stuff's at. You can send messages out. Here's the SMS, WhatsApp, email. If you're connected with social media, that's going to show up on here as well. So then it'll connect those accounts. And you can always choose which method you're sending it from and which phone number you're texting from. If you want to give a call, you just hop up here and click call, right? And you give them a quick call. Works really well. One thing, I don't know if you know this, so I'll just share this. Is kind of fun. But if you need to filter through your history of conversations and you're like, hey, I know I texted Jimmy Cricket, we talked about something, it was a text message, I can't find it. You can filter this by just that type of conversation and it'll just show those conversations. So
Oh,
that's one
wow. Yeah,
that's
I've
one thing
never
I like
used
to
that
show everybody.
before.
Yeah, I like to show everybody that because it seems to pop up all the time. They're like, I'm having a hard time finding it, and it works well. Over here on the right, you've got activity. So this is kind of the activity of the contact itself if they visited your website, because we can have all that stuff connected in here as well. You can see the tasks that are tied to this client or contact. You can see any notes. And the really cool part about these is they are date and time stamped, and they're going to see who's the one who submitted it. My computer's bugging out on me. There we go. And yeah, so date and time stamped with the person who submitted the note in here, which works really well. You can see all appointments and check to see if you have anything upcoming for them. And then I think this is something that people don't realize how cool it is. Documents are absolutely crucial, right? So a couple things. If somebody emails you or texts you pictures of a property or some type of contract or document or something like that that you need to keep track of, you can just go over here. You'll see on the message. Let's say it's this one right here, this text message, which it doesn't have one. You click these little three dots and you would just say add, if there's no document on this one, but you would say add to documents, and then it automatically stores all those documents in here. It's going to categorize them as internal, sent, or received. And then from
Nice.
here, you can search. So you can search all this too. And then the really cool thing is that you can send contracts out of the system. So it's going to replace DocuSign. It's going to replace all these other Panda Docs, whatever I heard a Bunny Doc
Yeah,
the other day.
man. Dude, I was actually really excited about it because I actually just canceled DocuSign because
Yeah.
when you like send, I think it's only like 5 contracts a month if you're
Yeah.
on the basic package. I'm like, bro, if you're doing more than 5 deals a month, it
Yeah.
gets really expensive, dude, for DocuSign. So
Yeah. But it's all included. So it doesn't cost you anything extra. You can have contract templates and all that other, as many as you want actually in here. Send out as many contracts as you want. And the cool part is when you send it to the contact, once they sign, it automatically then stores that contract on the contact's documents page right here. So it works super well, makes it really easy to receive all those information in here, making it easy to organize.
yeah, that's freaking awesome, man.
All right, one other thing I wanted to show up here. So, because we get this question all the time, and it just needs to refresh. Sorry, my computer was going great all day, and then
It's always when you're trying to demo something, man.
I know it's always during the demo. There we go. This is what didn't pop up a second ago. So we have this thing across the top called smart lists, right? The power of these smart lists is twofold. One, you can filter down your data. So I think you saw in the context, we have different things to be able to toggle if they're a seller, a buyer, a lender, both, all of the above, whatever you want to do, right? You can build as many of these as you want. We have a couple that are pre-built for you just because these are the most common stuff. But you can go into these and it's going to filter your contacts down so you can just see those. But there are all sorts of additional filters that you can do, right? And you can build as many smart lists as you want. We've got guys who are pulling data like, hey, we've got some stuff I've seen uniquely that's really cool. We have one guy right now where it says, hey, anything that's been over 10 days without activity, then he wants anything with that hasn't had activity in the last 10 days. So you got a smart list of just that. So his team knows, hey, we need to get on these guys.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
it's
Because it's like, hey, you
under,
haven't touched them in over a week. Like, you got to
yeah,
follow up.
100%. So he's like, this is wasted money on leads. So let's get over there, take care of those. And then he's even got it filtered where it's like hot, cold leads go into one bucket, or hot leads go in one, cold goes in the another, and then something else. He's got stuff for coming back from acquisition. So it failed to close. And so the lead managers and all the team are still working the deal to try to warm it back up, see if they can make something happen. You can build as many of these as you want. You build it based on pipeline changes. There's all sorts of filters. I'll just kind of show you tons of filters that you can drop in here, right? You could say, hey, we just want everybody that, I mean, I don't even know what we should do. certain zip code, right? We want to pull a certain zip code, all the context that we have in there, because we're really targeting. We got a buyer who needs a property right now over here. Let's target that super hard, right? You could do whatever you want here. So makes it really easy, clean to do. You would just save it as a new one or overwrite what's there currently. And then you can even control who has access to each of these. So let's say
Nice.
you have a
So
dispo
certain
agent in your
acquisition
team.
officer, dispo guy gets the buyers. I love
Yep.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're just going to go over here, change who has access to it, or make it a global list so everybody has access. That's what this little icon right here is. So all these are visible by everybody right now, but you could lock it down and remove that and control who has access to what. So works really well. Awesome. Opportunities. Okay. So one thing I want to explain just for you and the audience is the difference between contacts and opportunities, right? Contacts are kind of what it sounds. It's the contact, it's the person who you're doing business with, it's the person who you're reaching out to, communicating with. Opportunity is the ability to be able to work with them. So I use opportunities as like my properties, right? Because especially in the agent outreach world, you have an agent who might have multiple properties, right? I can't create multiple contacts with the same, it's going to get super confusing. Same name of contact. However, we got 15 different properties. That's going to be terrible. So instead, we drop in here, we go into the opportunities. We've got all sorts of opportunities that pop up. I'll show you what these look like. You can pull in the contact. You can have multiple contacts on here. So let's say that you have somebody else that you want to be able to have access to the or tagged to this opportunity as well. You can do that as well. You have all sorts of additional details and other things that you can put in here. So property details, the condition of the property, if it's multifamily or not, everything there. And this is really easy to be able to drag and drop, right? Now, this is something in this demo, we haven't done this here to show you, but I know a lot of our clients right now are finding a lot of value from making sure that they have opportunity values in here.
Is that your projected profits?
Yep. So this can be, yeah, whatever you project. So let's say you have an average wholesale fee of $15,000. You can have this in here. And then the cool part about it is you'll see at the top, it's going to summarize. So right down here, we've got Robinhood. This one's going to be hopefully a $20,000 profit. This one's going to be a 15. So we can see in this discovery phase, we've got $35,000 sitting here that our team needs to be working on. Right. And that's, I mean, this is even with this one zeroed out. Right.
Yep.
So one of the things we've been helping a lot of people with recently is pulling in their average contract value of what they've been getting and then building the automations that anytime an opportunity is created, it's going in there and updating that opportunity value to reflect that appropriately. Because then you go back to your dashboard and you've got much more data there telling you how much money is sitting in each bucket that your team's missing out on right now. So
Oh,
it works really
man,
cool.
that's genius. That's
Yeah,
genius. So let's say you're an investor and like let's use my list for an example. So we get daily lists
sure.
from county record data, and let's say we have 160 leads. Do we port them into contacts or do we port them
Mm-hmm.
into opportunities?
So you're talking about either property data that's coming in.
Yep, correct. So we get a list of 160 people. It's got their address, email, phone
Yeah.
number, all that stuff.
Yeah. So I would put them into context first, and then I would build opportunities off of those. The biggest time that we see issues, particularly with the contacts, and again, you can have an automation that when the contact's made, it automatically builds the opportunity. And that's what we've frequently done with people to help them out with that. The biggest time that I see issues there is when if you're, and you usually don't do this by list. And so that's why I wouldn't be worried about this is if you have an agent or somebody who has multiple properties and you're pulling that over. At that point, then I would import that as an opportunity. So if it's something you know is going to have multiple to a person, it's like a one to many relationship, we call it, then I would put it in here under opportunities. Ultimately, I would still operate and run each of these properties out of your opportunity section. And this is the reason why too, is because then you can tee up these different pipelines, right? So we have stuff for raising capital, we've got stuff for everything else. But your main ones for wholesaling are going to be your acquisitions, your dispositions, and then if you are doing agent outreach, we've got the agent outreach pipelines in here. So it makes it easy to be able to help move things around. So if you need to move this IMF one and hey, we've locked this one down, it's good. It's no longer an acquisitions. We can hop over here, move it to dispo, and it's going to move into the new inventory on our dispo pipeline.
Makes sense.
So yeah. But do you have any questions on this one?
No,
Is
no,
that
it's pretty simple. And guys, remember these top bars too, like the bars that say new lead, discovery, not interested. Like you can edit that however you want. Like obviously, like my funnel looks different than everybody else's because that's just how me and my team look at it. And right here, he just pulled it up. You can literally remove stuff, add
yeah,
stuff, add whatever bucket that you want in your business.
move it around. Move it around, say you don't want this one. Right, you can play with it however you want. So cool. Also,
Groovy.
I didn't show this, but these are these are so easy to, you don't have to click into it and move it. You can just drag and drop. So this
Yeah,
is an easy drag and drop.
that's so annoying with my old
Yeah.
stuff. Oh my God. I don't want to talk about the CRM that I used to have. I don't want to like throw shade on them, but yeah, it was a pain in the butt.
Yeah. And for the random, we have two clients right now that just don't like the Kanban view where you drag and drop. I don't know why, but for those people who really are like that, you can go in here and you can just do a little menu
Oh,
item and you can still
who
see
who
everything
would
this way.
volunteer for that?
I don't know. I told him he's crazy and we joke about it every time he hops on a call with me, but
Yeah, this
he
is way
likes that
better.
one. I will say this though too, if you have a ton, because you can see there's quite a few right here. This is the other thing we did add in here too, is we have this little toggle. So you can turn this off or on and off. And what it'll do is go through and hide some of the additional details in here until you hover over it. Just makes them a little smaller so that way it's easier to go through the list and find what you're looking for. Last thing is you can also control all of the elements that show up on this card. So if you don't want to see the lost reason, if you don't want to see the opportunity value, you want that hidden, but you just want to see it on the very top, you can hide all this other stuff. And then you can even add in other fields if you want to see certain things on that opportunity too from that quick view. So um, yeah, it makes it really easy. Again, the whole system is built around customize exactly for your needs. And we're there to help support you and advise you on how to do what you're trying to do. So
Amazing.
cool. We talked a little bit about contracts. I'll just dive right into this one. It's super simple and easy. We got templates in here. You can blast out templates. You can have them, we have them built on automation so that it fires off. Um, Actually, I didn't even talk about that. I forgot to talk about this, but I'll show you in a second. We got buttons to make this super simple. So you can just fire it off, send it, and it's good to go. So purchase and sale agreement, we've got stuff that's pre-filled out. We got stuff where you can fill it in and do it how you want. Um, it works really, really well. And again, you have this one right here that's based off of the opportunity. And then you have this one up here based on the contact. So you can really choose. Some people want to operate purely out of context. Some people want to operate out of opportunities. It's a little bit of preference. Um, with certain circumstances really needing to kind of probably lean one or the other. We talked about the agent outreach stuff. But again, we've tried to cater it towards anybody who wants to do either one.
Makes
But these
sense.
are, I mean, they're easy to fill out, right? It pulls the data directly from the contact. It auto populates a lot of that stuff. You just fill it in and it's good to go. So one thing though, I'm going to jump back because I realized I skipped this. We have all these custom buttons across the top of the contact that I skipped.
Yeah, you
Um,
can't skip that stuff, man. It's a lot of widgets, so
yeah, it's I mean they take us a lot of time. And one of the things that we're starting to offer too for people who want it is that um, we can go in here and help customize and build custom buttons for your team if that's something that you're wanting to do. Um, that's a service that we can offer as well. So we've got a couple pre-built stuff up here that work really well. Sending the contract again makes it really easy. Purchase sale agreement. We'd have to develop out some other ones if you want different contracts in here. Like let's say you want a buyer's contract or something like an assignment contract or something like that. We can help go in here and change and tweak this stuff, and we can show you how to change the ones that are there currently to what you want. Also the follow-up stuff. So you can go in here and say follow up for tomorrow. It's going to automatically add a task and then put it on a drip to follow up for tomorrow. Call status update. I actually think this one is super cool. It has this little pop-up. It's going to auto-populate with all their information. You can choose the type of call. Is it a seller call, a capital, networking, buyer call, whatever you want. And then let's say this is a buyer call. And then it's going to go here and we can fill out some just basic information about them as a buyer and fill out all this information. And the really cool part is that it sends it to this conversation recap. So we can put internal notes that we don't want them to And then right here, we can go to a conversation recap, and these notes are going to be emailed to them. So when we hit send an email, it sends them a quick email saying, hey, really appreciate you hopping on a call with me. Just wanted to recap a couple things I had from our conversation. It looks professional. It makes it again a better experience for everybody. So works
Dude,
really
that's
cool.
professional. Yeah, it makes you look professional too, man.
Yeah, especially and when you're competing with everybody, all these other wholesalers for these awesome buyers, you got to stand out. So and then we talked about the AI bot. This just it makes it quick and easy to be able to turn it on and off because you might not want the bot on a certain contact because they're spamming or something else like that. But you could turn it on or off however you want. So I'll
Oh,
jump down
hey,
here.
actually, I got
Yeah,
a question, actually. There's a lot of wholesalers that
sure.
cold call, right?
Yeah,
So would you recommend this? So this is how we do it. So we have ready mode. So we're on a full dialer on the side and we blast
yeah.
phone numbers. And then when we get an actual opportunity, then we drag them into cycle sales. Is that how you would recommend it too?
I would. We built an automation sequence that kind of works like a multi-line dialer. Um, The reason why I don't recommend it to people, it's there if you absolutely need it. Wouldn't recommend it because it burns through your phone numbers and it's going to hurt your phone integrity in the system, which at this point, if they've made it to this point too, it's also should be the people who are more likely to close.
Very true.
And so
Very true.
I wouldn't hurt your spam reputation with your phone numbers for your closing team, right? Like that. I would be careful with that. I actually like the idea of separating those little. Um,
Perfect.
the second thing is it's not made to be a multi-line dialer. Like that's not how it's made. We built something as like a little custom workaround because we had two clients who were wanting specifically that. So we built something that does it. It's not the preferred usage. So
Yeah, see, that makes sense because a lot of people like I remember we were in the same boat. We were using smartphone. And smartphone's great. It has all the recordings. It drops into your CRM, but we also
yeah,
cold called a lot too. And we were using smartphones like multi-line dialer, and it was horrible. Like you cannot bulk like load data. I don't know. I don't want to get into it, but
yeah,
like I've been through the
yeah,
gamut of bad dialers. So, but yeah, no, I
yeah.
appreciate that insight.
And honestly, Ready Mode is the one that we use as well right now. We've used call tools. We've used batch dialer. We've used um, Mojo Dialer. We've used a bunch of them, and they're all pretty comparable. But we like Ready Mode too. I think they give you the most fine tuning of your stuff.
Yeah. And
I feel like it bounces between call tools and Ready Mode.
it's so
So
good. Yeah, I think Ready Mode has for us the highest connectivity rate for a cold call.
yeah,
So it's
yep,
been good.
cool. Marketing. This is super cool stuff. You can connect all your socials. If you have them all connected, this being a demo account doesn't have it, but if you have them all connected, it pops up a calendar here so you can even plan out posts into the future. You can plan across multiple types of accounts. It's super clean, makes it really easy if you're posting stuff to YouTube, right? Like you might be like, you can plan that stuff out and get your thumbnails in there and all that other
Dude,
stuff. So
you can
much
post
better.
content on your cycle sales account.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, I might do that. Okay. Yeah, because I post a lot, so I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe okay, sweet.
And the cool part is when you're I wish I had trying to think which account I could pull up that would I don't know. Well, if but the really cool part is when you connect it to when you write your post out, you can create different iterations of it for Instagram, Facebook. So you can use the same type of content, but just retweak the wording and stuff for that platform and have them both go out on the same day or even separate them, stuff like that. But it makes it really easy.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. You can build your email campaigns out of here. So if you want to be running email campaigns out of here, it makes it really easy to do so. We don't use this one as much as we do on the workflow under the automation stuff. So you'll see we have a couple things in here, but um, yeah, we don't. And also the reason why we do mostly workflow stuff is this is the only one that's purely email. The rest of them are all multimedia follow-up stuff like that, where it has email, text, manual calls, stuff like that in there. So cool. We got the AI bot stuff. I'm gonna leave that as a little bit of a surprise for the end. We could talk about that one because
Yeah,
it's
sounds
pretty cool.
good. Yeah, it's the best part.
Automations, we have put, I'm not joking when I say this, years into building out all these automations. We got all sorts of stuff from lead gen, and we've tried to categorize them so it's easy to find what you're looking for. But each of these is folders. So we've got stuff here in lead generation and different types of lead generation. We've got follow-up sequences. Like I was just talking about multimedia follow-up, right? So this multimedia follow-up, it's not super complicated, but it's pretty cool. So you can have,
I was one of the
so I'll
workflows.
just kind of, yeah. So I mean, you can see this is a big one, but the, oh, what is going on?
Dude, why is that so big?
Uh, I'll show you. It's actually really cool because this one, what it does, I don't know if you can read that. I'll zoom in a little more. So what this does is this one's based on a pipeline stage change. So when you move it into your cold follow-up sequence, I'll just click on this. So when you move it into your cold follow-up, it's then going to automatically remove it from any other workflows. And it does this, it's called a split. So it's going to randomize which one it goes to. So if we click on this one, I'll just show you. So 33% here, 33% here, and then we had to account for the one, so 34% here, right? And then it's going to split again. So what we're doing is we're split testing different communications. Right here it does SMS stuff, then it does email stuff again, multimedia, trying to pull in lots of different ways to be able to communicate with them, make it super clean and seamless. So really like that one. It's worked well for us so far. So we've been using that now for about a month and a half, 2 months.
Love
So,
that.
um, yeah, so tons of automations. These continue to iterate. We add new stuff in here all the time. I mean, we have one guy on our team. His whole job is to continue to find new stuff that we can automate and make simpler for people. So,
Yeah, what's cool is I was talking to Will and the reason why I'm putting so much like emphasis on our build out because all our leads is county record data.
yeah,
Right? So it's very niche. There's foreclosures, probates, divorces, and like literally we're building out the email, the text, the whole
yeah,
chain that I'm guessing, I'll throw it in here too. If you guys like it, like we'll make it public for everybody, right? So I think that's
sure,
like what's really cool about this stuff is like we're literally building stuff that it's automated. Like you literally put a lead
yeah,
in the machine and it just goes.
yeah.
It's absolutely so easy. It's crazy.
Yeah. What's really cool too is we're starting to kind of create a little bit of a community where people can help one another out. And so we've got certain people who are like, "Hey, I can share that with you." And so our team will jump in there and help migrate with people's approval, but they'll help migrate builds like you were talking about. So if you build out this email campaign that's super cool, you're like, "Hey, I'd love to share it with everybody." We can then share that with other people as they approve it. So it works really cool. Um, so super cool stuff. We got the AI bot, AI follow-ups, process automation, all this other stuff, right? Skipping ahead a little bit, we have funnels in here. You've got websites. We've got stuff that's pre-built for you, making it really easy and clean. We've got templates built out for you. Um, these are kind of our pre-built templates. We also have websites for credibility, both across um, I think we've got multifamily and also just a real estate build. And these are ones that we've spent hours and hours building to look different, more than just a plain old bland template. If you don't like these, we do have access to we've paid a little bit extra for some of these in here too. And we've added a couple to the bank with Go High Level, but there are thousands of templates in here that Go High Level continues to add to. I would hope other groups are also trying to contribute a little bit here and there too. So we've submitted a couple and they've gotten in there. So there's all sorts of stuff to always help you out. So if you're trying to build a website or a funnel, there's probably something in here for you. You can host webinars through here. You can do forms, surveys, quizzes. You can add a chat widget on your site. Even build QR codes, something as simple as that. What's really cool and powerful about that, though, is that your QR code is now also tagged to the contact activity. So as people are using it, you can
Oh
actually
man.
it's
So your
tracking
buyers
it.
list, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's really
Love
cool.
that.
Memberships. This is kind of like, I mean, we can show what it is. It's kind of like Kajabi in a way, where you can have different courses and little portals in here. You can build stuff little bit similar to School and also Kajabi, kind of a combination of the two combined. Most of our clients in the real estate space are using, some people want to be coaches and help other people out. Most of the people, though, that are using this are using it for onboarding of team members onto their team. So instead of onboarding new VAs or cold callers or whatever it might be and having to go through the process every time, they record themselves doing it once or twice or record videos for them to watch. And then they put it in here. You can have certificates for when they finish it. It works great. That's what we've done in the
Bro,
past.
you just hold on. If I don't have my notebook on me, which is a shame because I carry it on me all the time, but you just gave me some homework to do.
Yeah,
That's
it works. It
super
works
super
really cool.
smart.
Yeah, because then I don't know about you, but for me, onboarding and hiring, the hiring process can be one of the most exhausting parts as you start to grow your business beyond
Yes.
just the one man show.
Especially acquisitions, man. Oh my gosh. Like you have to train them on sales. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's
yeah,
huge. And CRM management too.
yeah, 100%. So yeah, you can build little courses in here, kind of walking people through it. I will say one hack that I have learned because I did it for the first time. I've done this multiple times now, but do short videos. It's better to have lots of short videos than do one really long video. Because if you do one really long video and one part of that process changes, then the whole video is scrapped and you got to start over. Right? You do
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
short videos, it's always easier to go in there and tweak and change and pull something out and you just change that video. So, um, last two things I'll show you really fast, and then any questions you got is go for it. But reputation management. So if you are trying to get yourself out there, you got Google My Business. Some people absolutely love the Yext platform. They are incredibly powerful. It's going to help you with your SEO stuff and getting some of these reviews and review requests coming through. So that's something that is integrated in here if you want to be able to add that onto your account. You can see all this stuff. There's AI that can connect in here. And so whenever somebody writes you a review, it automatically responds appropriately, acknowledging or apologizing or whatever it might be, but something appropriate to give a response. The reason why is because when Google or Facebook sees that, they actually boost your profile because it shows that you're active in your group responding to those reviews. So it helps you out there. And actually, the other cool part is that we have it set up so when you request for a review, they actually ask for feedback first. So once somebody gives you like over 3 stars out of 5 or over 4 stars, then at that point it says, "Hey, go give us a review on Facebook," so you
Oh,
can hopefully
okay. That makes
bring out
sense.
some bad reviews to begin. So it works well. Reports, you can build some custom reports in here if you're running the PPC ads or Facebook ads. Again, you connect your account right here. It's totally integrated. You can run your Facebook ads actually out of the system. Um, Super clean process, and honestly, I mean, it's a great dashboard, right? You can see all the data you need to about each of your campaigns, seeing what's going
Yeah, it's
on.
super important.
Yeah. And as you got your team, you've got your call reports and your agent reports. I'll show you the agent report. Agent reports is going to make it really easy to kind of see what's going on, their day-to-day productivity. You jump between people here, choose time periods, makes it really easy to check out, hey, I'm running payroll. How did last week look? How's everybody performing? Stuff like that. So we got a mobile app for you. I'll jump up. I skipped this before. We'll go to the AI bot. This is
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
This is the juicy part.
So with the AI bot, we've got all sorts of usage that is being used. So let me pull up one of our demo bots. Uh, we'll just go to this. This is an empty bot right now. So in here, so we've actually partnered with another company to help us with a lot of this stuff with the AI stuff. And the reason why is because they're fantastic. I mean, Bryce is a beast. I've known him for a long time. It's Closebot with Bryce Decora. I've known him for a long time since when he started this. Actually, I think this might be his first. His bot is bot number 82, and I'm bot number 83.
Oh my God, the
So,
originals.
so it's kind of fun how it worked out. But uh, so anyways, but in here, the really cool part about this bot setup, and this is where we go in there and we help you customize and build your bots. We've got all sorts of different bots that are built out for people to really make this easy and seamless to be able to use. The cool part is I mean, you got little stuff, even like intentional typos to make it look more human. The delay so that it doesn't shoot back this giant paragraph that you're like, there's no way a human wrote that in the 1 second that I just texted you. So all sorts of stuff. You can change the name of your bot, whatever you want. You integrate it in here. You can have it detect for spam or other bots, or when somebody says goodbye. Even any custom scenarios, like we use this a lot for if the property's already sold or whatever else you might want to use it for. Um, we do have different training in here for the bot itself and how to respond and why the conversation is happening. This is really what's the most powerful part about it, though. So it's objectives based, which gives us so much more flexibility and is honestly the reason why I'm partnering up with Bryce on this portion because they built something that's incredibly powerful. Being able to do objectives based because as human beings, that's the way we think, right? We're having a conversation. We say, hey, I want to talk about this. And then this is my other objective that I want to get to or topic. We call them topics sometimes, right? Same type of thing here, right? It's going through what's the priority of the conversation. How do we get through these objectives? And the cool part is you can even set sensitivity. So this is like, how important is it to get this data before we move on? How many times do I want to try to get it? So we talk about the 4 pillars of condition, timeline, price, and motivation. Well, I don't know about you, but I often ask price and they don't respond. It's like
Absolutely.
first
Yep.
time you ask, they're like, nah, and they move on or they give you some bogus answer. Well, you can put a max attempts, right? Like let's say you're like, hey, let's ask this, but I don't want to piss them off. Like let's go for 3 times or 2 times is the max. And then it auto will update the fields within your within the CRM itself. So within cycle sales, you can see all the prompts in here. And then we even talked about like booking the call so you can have it directly connected to your calendar. So we just go here. Oh, there you go. So we just go in here. We're going to connect up the calendar and it's good to go. So it's directly booking onto your calendar itself.
Yep. That's exactly what our bot is focused on, just trying to get the appointment on the phone.
Yep, it works. So cool. What questions you got from, and again, we have all sorts of builds here that we can help you guys with. We've got buyers bots. We've got, I'll share one of, I talked about a couple different things that we've seen with these AI bots that are super powerful. We've got 2 guys right now who are using the AI bot to negotiate on market deals. So agent outreach. Since they brought in the AI bot, we've been able to triple the number of contracts that they're doing on a monthly basis. And we've brought their cost per contract down to like 120, including the software, $120 per contract. And they're making an
Oh.
average of like $15,000 per contract. So it's like they're printing money. It's stupid how,
Yeah, I've heard about the email negotiations right now.
yeah.
Obviously I talk to Will like every day. Very interesting what's going on.
It's,
It's absolutely insane that they're just printing
yeah.
cash.
Yeah. Well, and that's the cool part. I mean, you even talked about it's negotiating the deals for them. So we've trained the bot and taught the bot on how to negotiate actually the deal up until it's within like a $5,000 range or $8,000 range of our max
And then
offer.
book a call. Let's
And
go.
then book the call to have the person hop on the phone with rapport and trust. Like it's a little different on a phone call. And so they can get on there and then try to help close that gap or be willing to give up some of their assignment fee to make the deal happen, right? And so it's all customized. We set it up and automate the process, and it's working really well so far. We're super soaked. So
Yeah, man, dude, I can't wait to start trying all this stuff because I've been working so hard to like build out the funnel.
yeah,
Once the funnel works, like and it's going, literally it's like, obviously we have our guys calling, but like the emails and text messages are literally a press of a button. It is
yeah,
literally insane.
it's crazy. So it's cool. We're excited. Again, our my whole mission is I'm getting so much fulfillment right now. I'll kind of go back to it, but just helping people do more for less. So some people have mixed feelings about this. My goal is to make lead management mostly obsolete, right? Because you'll need people on your team to help close the deal, but using AI, I mean, we might even be able to take on acquisitions at some point fully too. But right now, the goal is to make it so, hey, look, you got leads coming through, which we can even automate a good chunk of that. But you got leads that are coming through. Let's qualify, nurture them, get them all ready to go and they book the call. So really, it's just close the deal and make that as easy as possible. And that's what we're trying to do. Just make this as easy as possible for everyone. So
Absolutely insane. Yeah. Yeah, and some
yeah,
people will say like firing an acquisition manager is like really, really bad. Unfortunately, with the CRM, you're saving a lot of costs because you don't have to have an extra full-time employee running this stuff because literally
Yeah.
instead of me hiring a VA, I literally have a robot sending all the emails.
Yeah. Or better yet, you just scale up faster. And instead of you got two people with capacity to do it, well, let's fill their time with more productive stuff instead of the fluff stuff that AI can take over. And
Facts.
so,
Make them into closers.
yeah, make them into closers. Have them instead of sitting there just calling people to see how interested they are now, since you talked to them like 2 days ago and saying, hey, has anything changed? Instead of doing that type of stuff, let AI do that and have them hop on the call to close it and then make good money. Like have them, they could make better money as a closer than they can as an LM. So
Absolutely. Well, hey, so I do want to talk about price because I know a
sure.
lot of times when we do these type of videos or like sit-in learns, we never talk about price. So let's just put it out there, man, because
Yeah.
I'll tell everybody I'm a client as well. So how much are your two packages? And
Yeah.
yeah, let's go through that.
Yeah. So anybody can check us out. Go to our page. Use I'm gonna shout out Tim for a sec. Tim's a rock star. Make sure to use his affiliate link so he gets credit for all the stuff and all of our customers they get to be affiliates and stuff too. And you can bring in other people and help you out. But we have a couple different packages in here. So these are I'll show you just build monthly. So our packages are $99 a month, 197 and a 297. 297 has all the bells and whistles. It's got the AI chatbots. It's got everything in here to really just rock it from the ground up. I mean, it's got everything. Um, and I know eventually I mean, you can see where eventually these prices are going to move to. We haven't done it yet because I don't know. It's Christmas time right now, and I just feel bad about raising prices.
Yeah, I totally get it.
So,
But I do want to stress, guys, like even the RE starter pack with $100 a month, you
yeah,
you get three users. That's like
yeah,
really good because most other CRMs, you don't have that many seats. So, and they charge you an arm and leg to add more seats to your CRM.
yeah. Yep, and that's what we've tried to do is really make sure that it has the number of seats based on the capacity of that tier. Does it have enough seats to really do most of what you'd be looking for? So to kind of explain at a high level, the real estate investor starter, it's the $99 a month. It is going to handle your basic CRM functions. It's going to have some basic automation stuff in there, some simple things. It's not going to have like your social media manager. It's not going to have some of the premium build outs for the automations. There's going to be a couple tweaks and changes in there that are going to be a little bit different. It's also I think the big things are the social media stuff, the premium automations, and then the e-sign document stuff. So like the DocuSign stuff that happens here in the professional plan. And so that's going to bring you all of that stuff in there as well. Some of your other advanced website features. I mean, you guys are welcome to read through this stuff in here. So I would tell you about we only have a handful of people on this plan right now. Most of our users are at the 197 or the 297 right here with the AI plans. We do offer a discount if you want to do it annually. So if you pay annually, you do get 2 months for free. So it comes out to be a little bit cheaper instead of it breaks down to be like a 164 every month instead of the 197. And then this makes this closer to like a 247. So it does save you a bit of money to do it that way. So it's up to you guys, however you want to do it.
Yeah, and I can't stress it enough, right? I think the biggest thing too is I know I talked to a lot of investors that ask me, "Hey, how did you end up scaling from doing two or three deals a month to over seven to 10 or higher, right?" Because some months we've done over 10. The biggest
Yeah.
thing is organization, right? Everybody talks about, "Oh, I let these leads go down or I let these leads go by
Yeah.
and I've been talking to a seller for 2, 3 months and I just forgot to call them. And when I called him, he sold the house." And imagine that you had a little robot. Actually, let's not even talk about the AI package. Let's talk about a CRM that just
Yeah.
emails you every single day telling you to call this person. Trust me.
Yeah.
Even with Podio, I'll tell you what CRM I use. I used Podio before, and when I had an appointment, it would literally email me every day until I literally clicked the box and said I called them. Right. So
You don't even need to have it email you. You can have as one, I don't know if you know this. Tim, you can have a step in the automation process where it assigns a manual call. Like manual call is one of the task items. And so what it's
Mm.
going to do is it's actually going to book on as a task to have a call to that contact. And so all you have to do is go in there and say call, and you call them, right?
Oh,
So
dude, so
it
much
makes it even
easier.
easier. You don't even have to have it email you and everything, but you could have in-app notifications. You could have a text message, email if you want that. But again, you can just have the stuff lined up so it's ready for you to just hop in and click. So
Yeah, the automations is everything, right? And obviously, if you do have the ability to pay for the AI, it just does a lot of work for me. Like I'll get responses while I'm
yeah,
sleeping, right? And then like if they call me or text me and I miss the call because I'm sleeping, because a lot of people are solo guys, right? A lot of people are doing it by
yeah,
themselves. And imagine you're falling asleep, you go to sleep and a PPC lead or a PPL lead calls you or texts you, that text bot will literally respond while you're sleeping. So you're
100%.
not losing that lead.
Well, and this is why I mean, I was talking with William about this the other day. He's like, we're stupid at this price. Like, Jake, you need to bump your price.
Yeah.
Even at this 397. Because if you think about it, like my team, having one staff like person on our team, like for support and everything, I'm paying like $1,000 a month per employee, right?
Yep.
And that employee is capped by how much time and bandwidth. I mean, they've got what a little over 160 hours in a month, whereas the AI bot can do as much as you throw at it. You know what I mean? There's no cap to it. So it's scalable, it's repeatable, there's no bathroom breaks, there's no there's no
No,
HR
no
issues where they
smoke
just
breaks,
walk out
dude.
on
What are you talking
yeah.
about?
They never disappear on you, right? It's always there, it's predictable, and I mean, it's at a fraction of what it would cost to have a person in there. So the other cool part, we didn't even talk about this, but we also have AI voice for inbound calls right now. So not outbound.
Oh,
So
okay.
anybody who
Okay.
calls in, AI voice can answer that call and triage the call and send it to the right groups. They can answer some basic information. They can do all that stuff. AI voice outbound is still in the works. That's something that's still coming, but eventually, hopefully, we'll have that be able to do the calls for you. So you don't even have to have the reminder to do make the
I
call.
know.
You'll be able to have the AI give the call for you and prep it on what it needs to do. So
Well, like the inbound calling is exactly kind of what we were talking about earlier with the text message. Like, okay, great. So I'm sleeping and I get a distressed seller at 3 in the morning filling out my website, right?
yeah,
Literally, that thing is going to hit the box and then
yeah,
imagine like, you know what I mean? There's so many possibilities of where you just don't have to be constantly working, right, to get those deals. So
yeah.
absolutely awesome, man.
Especially in today's world when like we are such a instant gratification world nowadays
Speed the
where
lead, man.
yeah 100%. And so if I mean there's I used to have maybe I'll send it over to you or something like that, and you can add it in the bottom of this video or whatever you want, but we've got these statistics that were put out by a research group that talked about the speed to how fast you can get to a lead. And if you can get to them within the first, I want to say it's like 5 minutes of it coming through, your chance of closing that jumps up by like 30% over
Yeah.
people who take more than even, we're talking about like a difference of just over 5 minutes. So you could be at like 8 minutes, right? But if you're under that 5 minute gap, it's like a 30% higher close rate,
They've already
right?
moved on to another company,
Yeah,
you know?
because they didn't get an instant answer. So they said, well, who, and they keeps doing the Google search. They keep looking for the next person who can get there to them right away. That's to me what's so cool about this AI revolution that we're in right now is AI
100%.
does that. It's there immediately. Like you even choose how long you want it to wait. 15 seconds, perfect.
Yeah,
So
that is what's crazy. You can like customize that like so
yeah,
well. Cause like I think one of my campaigns is I sent an email and I said wait 32 minutes and sent a text saying like,
yep,
hey, I shot you this. Check your
yep.
email. It might be in spam, right? Like, how crazy is that?
Yeah, yeah, it's so cool. And I mean, even, yeah, and we're learning all sorts of strategies. That's why we have these office hours. There's all sorts of cool strategies. Like if you're sending the emails, they might go to spam, but even text message stuff, like the strategy of saying, hey, this is Tim. I want to reach back out to you. Well, when you do that, I don't know if you know this, but iPhone will actually recognize that you put your name in there. And so
Maybe it's
instead of
Tim.
popping up, yeah, it says maybe Tim instead of possibly spam or something else like that, or unknown caller. So throw your name in there, even if you're not using our software. Just there's a little tidbit for you, but
Yeah, that's
just if you're
crazy.
sending an initial one, send out some type of information about your name first, because then it'll recommend that if they have an iPhone.
Man, dude. No, I really appreciate you doing this tonight, man. Like I think we've been on for an hour, you showing cycle sales. So, man, I
Cool.
really appreciate it. I can't wait to see what other features you guys are doing. Yeah, man, I'll be staying in the loop, so I appreciate it.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah. We're excited. There's lots of stuff in the works, and we've got I'll give a teaser, but we've got relationships right now with a company who has tier one skip tracing, and we've been using them ourselves for a while now, but we're trying to have it all connected in the software so you can just send off a list and get it skip traced and returned back immediately. We're going to have opportunities for you to be able to pull data directly in the software. And then even to the point where you can pull data, and this is in beta testing right now, but you can pull the data, automatically blast off an initial offer based at like 60% of what it thinks market value is. And and then again, the AI bot takes over from it. So there's going to be so much cool stuff that trying to help people do more with less, right? Like less effort, less money, all that other stuff. So it's really cool. We're excited. There's some cool stuff that's hopefully going to come out in Q1 of next year. So
Bro, I'm excited to see it, man. I appreciate all that inside baseball too.
yeah. Yep, I love it. So
Cool. Well,
cool.
I'll see you soon, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, or actually, I keep thinking it's a podcast, but I appreciate you coming on the channel and kind of showing
Sure.
this to
Yeah.
everybody.